Anthony? Hey, are you really not feeling like leaving that condo anytime soon?
What? You're going on about that again, Sienna? Sienna, when are you going to finally understand my current situation instead of always acting like everything I say and do is a lie? I'm starting to lose faith in all these explanations I keep giving you about myself.
As you should, because there's no point in lying to me all the time about what you're currently doing. I won't begin to understand you until you begin to tell me the truth. So, Anthony, why are you not able to ever understand any of the things I explained to you? That condo, the one you currently live in as well, is the condo that your older brother, who is making $1 million a year, who is also my husband, bought for us. In other words, I'm the only one with the right to live there besides him. Are you not embarrassed to be sitting around in our house all the time like a parasite?
Then you're saying my mom also does not have the right to live there, even though her husband just passed away not too long ago and she's lonely right now?
As for your mom, well, she's currently working, and as long as she's putting money into the house, I don't mind having her live with us. But you went and quit your job out of nowhere, and the moment your brother said it was fine for you to move in with us, you had all your things shoved through our front door and started staying with us. And ever since that day, you haven't even tried to look for a new job, instead sitting around all day in that room my husband gave you, doing nothing at all with your life.
You're not working either, Sienna.
There's no reason for me to be working right now. Don't relate a housewife like myself to whatever sad mess you are. Also, it's natural for the husband's wife to be living in the same place as him, right? You're in no place to tell me I can't live here just because I'm not working now.
And that's why I've told you plenty of times before. I left that job I had before so that I could help my brother with his job, as well as get the required certifications that I need to go and work with him full time. And this whole building happens to be a part of the company. Therefore, I'm allowed to live here just like any other employee who works there. There's a place for everyone in my brother's family here, which means you don't have to act like I'm taking up this whole condo, when it was made specifically for all of us to be here. Now let me ask, why haven't you come and moved in yet?
Because I am waiting for you to get out of there before bringing all my stuff.
What? Why?
Listen, Anthony, I'm saying all of this for your own good. That condo is my wealthy husband's place to make his home, and with his mother willing to work a job and help pay the bills, she's allowed a spot there. But the fact that you just climbed on in and haven't left that place since to work or go out and study, that's what makes you the definition of a parasite.
Do you even know the definition of a parasite?
If you don't want to be called such a nasty thing anymore, go out and find a job and then get out of our condo. Until you are officially moved out of there, I am not going to stop pestering you about it.
Colt, do you have a second to talk? Oh, hey, Anthony, what do you want to talk about? Is this about studying for that exam you have coming up? Actually, that's all been going pretty well for me. I've been making sure to study for at least 4 hours a day. However, I want to talk to you about your wife right now. I don't think I can stand her for much longer, Colt. Was she saying even more things to you? These days she's texting me around 1 to 2 times telling me to get out of your condo. Then she'll go on about how I'm doing nothing at all with my life and won't even listen to my explanations about why she is wrong. I've told her before that this whole building is a part of the company, which means that I'm allowed to live here since I'm technically working with you. Yet she won't even listen to that. I see. I'm sorry for saying this to you all the time. I'm sure she's far more trouble around you than she is around me. No, I'm sorry that you're having to continue putting up with her when you've done nothing to deserve that kind of treatment. Today I accidentally told her that she does have a room here with you and that she doesn't have to keep whining about me taking up her space. Was that too soon of me? No, that's fine. You can tell her it's okay to come now. If she really were to move out right now, I wouldn't be bothered by it because my room is already set up completely, so she can come sleep with me and then work on setting up her hobby room during her free time. Oh, that's a good point. Thank goodness. I really am sorry, though, for all the trouble she's causing you. I was really hoping that things would go a little more smoothly so that we could all be happy and not have to fight. I don't think she even understands that part of the reason why things have been taking so long with moving into the condo is because we have to renovate a lot of things still. I really want that office for you and I completed soon, but that's not stopping her from moving in, and neither are you. I wish you would just be a little bit more open-minded. This whole building still has a lot of work that needs to be done, so I really need to get back to focusing on that completely. Having to run a company like that really must be a stressful job, huh? Kind of is. Well, things should be calming down here soon, right? That's right. I can already see the end of this long and tiresome tunnel. You also know that things are coming to a close here soon then, which means we'll both have to act soon. Let's both do our best when the time comes to finish things off. All right. Thank you for being by my side here, Anthony.
Anthony, tomorrow I'll be moving into that condo.
What? Oh, now that I think about it, your lease on that apartment is pretty much over with now.
That's right. Honestly, the fact that I have to move into that condo now, knowing that you have still not moved out of there like I've asked so many times, pisses me off. Not only do I have to move in now because my lease is ended, but I have to do so with you still acting all comfortable there.
By the way, tomorrow my brother has the day off work, right?
Well, it is the day that I'll be moving into his condo. It also seems that he's taking care of a lot of the trouble within his company now. So now I'll have a chance to talk with him in person about hiring an exterminator to deal with the parasite that's still living within his home. Hey, Anthony!
Oh, hey, Sienna. You should be in the middle of moving in, correct? What's happened that has you calling me so many times like that?
Have you gone and told my husband something that's not true?
What? I'm very sorry, but I really don't have any idea what you're trying to assume that I've done.
I do not like riding in cars very much as it makes me feel very sick. So I took some medicine to make me fall asleep for the ride over to the condo and wasn't awake the whole entire time. I was just told that we had arrived, so I opened my eyes. This place, this isn't the condo I was told about. This is Brandon's family's house.
Brandon? Ah, you're talking about the man you've been cheating on my brother with.
Wait, what?
So what you're trying to say right now is this. After having sent all of your things out of the old apartment with the moving company, you and my brother got into his car and rode in it all the way there. And to your surprise, the place you were going wasn't this condo, but to your secret boyfriend's house, right?
So you know all about this already? What the hell is up with you, Anthony? And what the hell is going on here?
I'm only telling you the things I've been told by my brother about you.
What?
Originally, Colt had only sent the remainder of his things to this condo in those moving trucks because he already knew what was going on with you and that Brandon guy. But when I showed him all the things you had been saying to me about being a parasite and not working a job, he knew you had no right to speak about that. Especially when you're nothing but a stranger to us.
What? What do you mean, a stranger? Why would he be calling his own wife a stranger now?
Sienna!
Colt.
You just learned that I'd known about you cheating on me, yet you still have the nerve to call yourself my wife?
Things aren't what you think, Colt. That man, Brandon, he's nothing more than a friend of mine, and we haven't done anything together.
I have a whole lot of evidence that points to you lying right now.
What?
I can see you don't know what's been going on still. But Brandon just so happened to be Anthony's old co-worker.
Huh?
And all this started when my brother noticed you and him coming out of a hotel together while he was on his way home from the office. He was very troubled by what he has seen, but took the chance to tell me what he saw. Hearing that from him, I called a detective to have him take a deeper look into you.
You've been using a detective now?
After a few weeks of having him look into you and the man you've been with, he found out that you have both been a thing since before we got married. And the only reason you ever ended up marrying me in the first place is because you both knew I've been running my own company and that you could use me as your ATM. The main reason why you wanted my money so badly was because you needed me to help you pay off all that debt you'd been in. Then when you found out about the condo I'd bought, you intended on using that as a place to make love to Brandon until my mom and I were fully moved into it. But that's when you ran into my brother living there, and without even caring about his explanation that he's working for me and studying, started calling him a parasite in hopes of getting him to leave.
What the heck? Why did you both find out about this? This is all because of your little brother. I knew he was trouble the moment I ran into him.
What are you talking about? This is all because of you and your boyfriend you've been keeping behind my back. Don't even try pushing the blame onto my little brother now.
All right, okay. I'll break up with Brandon now if you want.
Huh?
Well, to be completely honest with you, I don't care about all the debt that he's gotten himself into. I already had my debts paid off, so I don't need to listen to what he says anymore. He was the one that got me all wrapped up in this in the first place. Now that I've started to see the full situation, I know that you're the only man that makes me happy, and that's why I married you. Please, believe me.
Would someone that really married me because they're happy with me continue going to hotels with that man after our wedding? I told you I have all the evidence. No matter what you have to say to me now, our divorce is set in stone. And what I mean by that is we're already divorced.
Huh?
A little while back, you stayed out way too late. And when I said I wanted you home earlier, you came home and gave me divorce paperwork that you had already filled out. You then went and threatened me by saying you could divorce me whenever you wanted to.
What? No way. You used that divorce paperwork?
I did. And I handed them into the courthouse completely filled out just the other day, which means that you and I are nothing more than strangers now.
This has to be a lie, right?
Now, here's the thing. Just because we're divorced now doesn't wash away your sins of cheating on me that whole time we'd been married. And so I'll be getting a settlement from both you and Brandon.
A settlement?
And if you'd like to know where all of your things were sent to, they're at Brandon's family house already. That was all a choice made by your parents, by the way.
What?
This is what your dad wanted me to tell you, so I'll let you hear this now. If you wanted to be with Brandon so bad, then here's your chance to do just that. Please have your marriage form handed into the courthouse in the next 100 days, or else you're coming home to us.
Huh?
He then went on to say, you will be working with that man for the rest of your life in order to pay off his $200,000 worth of debt for letting his company fail.
What is he saying?
If you do marry him in the next 100 days, then your mother and I will be cutting ties to you. And if you don't, you'll be coming home and receiving the worst punishment anyone will have ever received.
What?
It sounds to me like your dad'll be paying off your settlement and Brandon's settlement to me. But then you both will have to be indebted to him for the rest of your lives.
Wait. This is all completely screwed up, right?
Well, then you can go have a discussion with your parents as to why you think they're being too harsh. I just ask that you pay off that settlement through your dad as quickly as possible. Other than talks about the money, I don't want to hear any more from you. You were the one that got yourself into that situation, so please, don't get me involved in it anymore.
How am I supposed to go and talk to them when they want me either dead or married to a man with tons of debt?
That's not my problem.
Colt!
Goodbye forever now.
I don't want to be in debt again.
After all of that, I got a text from Sienna telling me to do something about my brother, but I chose to block her number immediately after getting that text. My brother later told me that right after he said goodbye to Sienna, she tried to run back to her parents' house asking for forgiveness, but they kicked her out saying that she had to get married to Brandon. And so, with nowhere left to run, and 100 days to get that marriage taken care of, she did just that and moved in with Brandon and his family. Little did she know the extent of Brandon's debt was much worse than she had thought, and it included his whole family after their company fell apart. Her parents were happy to hear she was getting married to him because they needed her to start working for them right away. And it wasn't long before the news got out that she and Brandon were officially married. As of right now, it doesn't matter whether it's morning, evening, or night, Sienna is working her butt off for that family and not able to escape from them. And most recently, her mother-in-law has really started to squeeze her grip tightly on Sienna, leaving her looking like she's in a worse state every day. With there being nowhere else for Sienna to even think about running now, her mind and her heart have officially been broken, with her becoming a part of that family for the rest of time. As for my brother Colt, he fully moved into his new condo with me, and having had all the renovations completed, it was time for him to start moving more and more of his newer employees into the building. I was also able to pass my exam first try and will now be working alongside him full-time, based in our new office located in the condo itself. Of course, we'll both have to go into the actual office every week, but it sure does feel good to finally have this new job with my brother and to not have that money-sucking parasite attached to my brother anymore. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Raina. Did you ignore my goddamn instructions again? How many times do I gotta tell you, we don't use the program with the weird icon, we use Word. You draw the ruled lines with Word, you type in the numbers, and you input the numbers you got from doing the calculations with the calculator on your desk. At this company, it's standard to practice to make invoices and purchasing order forms with Word before printing them out and handing them into the executive division. How about you start doing as I tell you for a change? What the hell's all this crap with this centralization feature you used? I don't know what it's for, and that ain't company policy. So quit it. Now.
Hello, Brian. I take it you mean the centralized administration system. A notice stipulating its use was handed down to all employees by the parent company a few days ago. You should have received both an email and a paper copy. It was part of a drive to increase efficiency across the board by the system's developer, through streamlining the workflow of all employees, regardless of whether they work at parent company HQ, any of our branches, or at different departments within the same branch. This is the format we'll be using to input data from now on. If you don't learn how to use the app, it'll interfere with your ability to work in the manner prescribed to us by upper management, and the files you produce won't be cross-compatible with the rest of our systems.
Huh? Heck are you babbling on about, woman? Nah, no way. You're the one who has to learn my style of working, not the other way around. You know, it's precisely arrogant crap like this that makes everyone hate temps. If you're so desperate for my wise instruction, then I suggest you fall in line and obey the company policy on document creation, you lazy temp slacker.
I don't know what you're talking about, but it would appear the only one who needs technical instruction here is you.
Huh?
In fact, that's why I'm here. I was dispatched from the parent company after receiving a request to that effect.
Huh? What am I reading? You delusional as well as moronic. You lazy temp slacker. Listen to me, lady. You're new at this company. And while you're new, that means you have to follow the instruction and respect the authority of your senior workers. It's the law of the workplace. You might not like it, but we have our own way of doing things here. You don't get to pull new document creation methods out of your ass just because you don't like our process. Do you have any idea how much trouble you will cause the company if you carry on ignoring the rules? Do I make myself clear? Good. I don't want to see you using anything but Word for data entry from now on.
Brian, all I did was create a piece of sample work based on actual data.
Huh?
Your department manager distributed paper instruction manuals on the new way of doing things to all employees earlier. So please kindly use that as your reference during all data entry work in the future. Of course, that means we'll be using the new system instead of Word, as is explained in the manual.
What the heck?
I'm not really saying anything that difficult, Brian. It's easy enough to understand if you just think of it as inputting numerical data into the new system using a calculator. Rather than relying on simply sequentially entering your results from the calculated data into Word, a method which is significantly prone to human error. The new system is geared towards collating the data with the pre-existing database to ensure a higher degree of accuracy and precision.
Quit making me repeat myself, moron. Like I said, you don't have the authority to arbitrarily come up with your own systems. We have a way of doing things at this company. If you don't like it, then get the hell out.
This isn't my system, and I didn't come up with it.
Quit trying to upset the harmony of the company and fall in line, peon. This is why everyone thinks temp workers are a scourge on humanity, should be eradicated from the face of the earth.
Wow, does everyone think that, Brian? Do they really? Or maybe, just maybe, is there a chance it's just you? Forget it. I may as well be talking to a brick wall. I'm just about to come to the end of my shift, so I'll be going now.
No. Wait.
I'll see you tomorrow, Brian. Good morning, Rena. I hope you're well today. How are things progressing with your technical instruction of the employees at the subsidiary company? I'm sorry I haven't been around much to check on your progress. My schedule has been so hectic since I became CEO. Good morning. That's fine. I understand that you're busy. I'll be compiling and submitting the interim report tomorrow morning. Excluding one employee, the instruction is going swimmingly and things are moving along as planned. Excluding one employee? Does that mean what I think it means? Yes. I don't want to sound rude, but Brian from sales is turning out to be an even bigger nuisance than I was warned he would be. He's proving to be a huge thorn in my side. In what way specifically? The rest of the employees remembered everything I told them about the new centralized administration system impressively quickly, and it's safe to say they've now completely phased out the use of other apps. But Brian is dead set on creating documents with Word and only Word. He just keeps calling me a lazy temp slacker while ignoring everything I tell him. He seems to have no intention whatsoever of learning the new way of doing things. I see. The company is moving away from the old paper-based system, which used Word doc files for things like invoices and purchase order forms in a drive to increase efficiency and encourage an overall streamlining of the work process. So even if he does carry on using Word, we won't be able to use anything he creates. Right? I've explained exactly that to him countless times, but it seems no matter how many times I tell him, or how easy to understand I try to make the explanations, nothing goes in. If I'm not mistaken, Brian is 43 now. He joined the company when he was 39 through his personal connections with the former CEO. But to be honest, he's been like this from day one. I'm not sure if he thinks he's free to do what he likes because he's related to the old boss. But even if that was the case then, his uncle isn't calling the shots anymore. He really is a nuisance. Our company is already behind enough as it is on digitalization compared with the rapid advances our competitors have been making over recent years. The last thing we need is stubborn employees with old-fashioned, fossilized ideas on how things should be done, preventing us from making any progress. I'll only be giving technical instruction at this branch for another week. I'm really going to have to do something about him before I finish up here. It sounds like you're having a rough time of it. No, it's nothing. I'm just doing my job. If he persists in refusing to listen, we'll be left with no choice but to consider the nuclear option.
God frickin' damn it. What the heck is it gonna take for you to learn to use Word, lazy temp slacker?
Hello, Brian. I assure you, I know full well how to use Word.
Liar. I'm very kindly going out of my way to try and teach you how to do your job, but you don't put the slightest bit of effort into trying to learn. Imagine having access to a teacher as exceptional and competent as I, and completely wasting the opportunity.
You're teaching me? No, I'm definitely the one doing the teaching here. As I previously told you, I was dispatched by the parent company to provide technical instruction to all employees regarding the new centralized data entry system.
What? Why'd you have to disobey me at literally every opportunity? Do you have daddy issues or something? This is the problem with lazy temp slackers like you. Nothing ever goes in until you screw up and learn the hard way. I was hoping it wouldn't have to come to this, but it's time you learned a lesson. How'd you like them apples, bitch? Told off and double slapped in the face in front of the entire company at the morning meeting. First, I went in with the beautifully executed open hand slap, marvelously followed up by the breathtaking backhand. Boom! Double whammy.
Apparently, there was a mistake in the numerical data on the documents I submitted, because Word, and not the new centralized system, had been used to compile them.
Yep, and you only have yourself to blame.
That's not my job, Brian. I'm tired of telling you now, but you were clearly instructed to use the new centralized system for all data entry tasks.
And I'm tired of telling you that you don't get to arbitrarily invent your own way of doing things, because our company already has rules in place for stuff like this.
No, Brian. This has nothing to do with me personally. All employees were notified that this is how we'd be doing things from now on.
Quit barking orders at me, you filthy, arrogant temp scumbag. You getting bitch slapped just now was the punishment for your mistake. This is what you get for ignoring my instructions, you filthy temp slacker. Do you understand how powerful I am at this company compared to you? I'm a full-time employee. You're not even worthy of breathing the same air as me.
Brian, by any chance, do you think I was dispatched here by a staffing agency for temp workers?
Huh? Why would you ask me such a dumb question after all this time? I know exactly why you're here. Because you got sent by the parent company to receive technical instructions for being deemed totally useless and incompetent for your constant never-ending failures. They probably felt too sorry for you to fire you, since you're so pathetic. Oh, luckily for you, I took it upon myself to be your mentor, but all you've done is throw it back in my face. Why'd you think I'm so kindly trying to teach you how to do data entry using Word? If I didn't teach you, you'd probably end up getting depressed and killing yourself. Because of your constant failures.
You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Huh?
I'm the parent company's technical advisor.
What?
I'm a full-time employee at the parent company's head office systems management department. I didn't come from a staffing agency. I'm a full-time employee, and I was dispatched here by the parent company as a technical advisor to provide instruction to all employees on the use of the new centralized data entry system that was recently implemented.
Huh?
I was told you were notified of everything I just told you in advance of my arrival.
Wait, what?
Besides, due to the nature of the work we do at this company, we never used temporary workers from staffing agencies. The entire company consists of directly contracted full or part-time workers. Don't you think it'd be strange if an agency temp suddenly showed up one day out of the blue, despite the company having zero precedent for employing people on that basis?
What with?
I'm currently in the medical office having an ice pack applied to my swelling cheeks after being slapped. There's a small cut on the inside of my mouth, too.
So, what's your point?
The company president would like to see you. Please make your way to her office immediately.
The president? Oh, man. Hey, Raina, what the heck did you go and do, and what are you gonna do to make up for it? I got told to stay home and not come into the office thanks to you. The president told me she was going to think about how to deal with me, but it's pretty much a dead certainty I'm going to end up getting fired. I'm going to be unemployed again soon at this rate. I can't go back to being jobless. God damn it, to think I finally landed myself a stable job after my uncle, the old CEO, pulled a few strings and got me into the company. What are you going to do to make this right? Hey, stop ignoring me. I'm talking to you, idiot. Say something. Hey, Raina, admit it. You have the hots for me, don't you? I was thinking about it all evening last night and it finally dawned on me. How did I not realize it all this time? The reason you were so rebellious and domineering with me was because you were playing hard to get, wasn't it? In that case, the solution here is easy. We're gonna get married. You're gonna be my provider. Yeah, think about it. It's entirely your fault I lost my job, so now you're gonna make up for it by putting a roof over my head, feeding me, clothing me. If you swear to give me your hand in marriage and provide for me for the rest of your life, well, I'll forgive you for getting me fired. Alright, sweet. Now we've agreed on our future together. It makes more sense for me to voluntarily resign than let them fire me. This way, if I jump before I'm pushed, I still get to keep all the money I've been putting into the pension scheme all these years. I bet they're going to be so frustrated when I hand in my resignation before they can fire me. They did tell me I wasn't to come into the company while they were deciding on my punishment, so guess I'll have no choice but to leave my resignation in the postbox. What the heck? Raina, goddamn you, you're already married? Explain yourself. When I reported my resignation and our engagement in the office group chat, they told me you're already married with kids. How dare you trick me, you cheating worm?
Would you be quiet for once?
Excuse me?
Rena didn't say a thing about agreeing to marry you, did she?
Huh?
Sorry to message you from Rena's phone like this, but I didn't have your number.
Who the hell are you?
Penny Williams, CEO.
What? The CEO? No way. You can't be.
Whether you believe me or not makes no difference whatsoever. Your abuse towards Rena was getting so severe that I felt I had no choice but to intervene personally.
But Penny, why would you do that? Don't you have more important things to do being the CEO and all?
Rena is the daughter of my childhood friend, and I've known her since she was a little girl.
What?
The reason Rena was dispatched to your office as a technical advisor was because I put in a request with the parent company that she be the one to deliver instruction on the new system.
Rena's friends with the CEO?
Yes, but let me make it clear that the reason she occupies such a senior position at the parent company has nothing to do with me, or personal connections with anyone else for that matter. She got to where she is with nothing but hard work, dedication, and commitment to her responsibility. Oh, that reminds me. I understand you've decided to resign voluntarily. I'm hereby notifying you that your resignation has been received and accepted. Leaving of your own volition may have been a wiser decision than waiting to be dismissed. However, you won't be receiving a cent of the money you've been putting into the pension scheme during your years at the company. All of it will be going to Rena in the form of compensation for the awful treatment you've subjected her to.
What?
Rena's husband was furious. Apparently, he is threatening to file criminal charges against you with the police for slapping her in front of the entire company at morning call.
Criminal charges?
Not that that's in the least bit surprising. Slapping your coworker in the face was obviously going to make you liable for charges of battery or inflicting bodily injury, especially when there were so many witnesses.
Oh my god, what the hell?
Rena tells me your lawyer will be taking care of all the proceedings from now on. You'll be receiving a message from him over the coming days.
God, am I gonna get arrested?
My husband, who had been crazy worried about me throughout this whole ordeal, took care of everything involving the legal proceedings for me after that. As for Brian, lacking any knowledge in the ways of the world, he had no choice but to leave it to his parents to take care of his dire situation. Thankfully, and somewhat surprisingly, they seemed like decent, reasonable people, and all of our talks went by smoothly and without a hitch. They agreed to pay compensation, and with that, I dropped the charges against him. At first, my husband was so furious he insisted I don't drop the charges, no matter what. But when, as part of our settlement talks, Brian's parents suggested they send their son to work at a company famous for reforming social delinquents, such as ex-cons, domestic abusers, and drug addicts, he decided to compromise, being moved by the genuine sincerity and remorse they showed during the talks. Who knows, maybe there's hope for Brian to become a decent human being yet. Apparently, Brian threw the mother of all tantrums the day he was to be sent off to the company's dormitory, and bundling him into the car proved to be a challenge for his parents. But last I heard, while he is still going through some growing pains and the occasional stint of depression, he spends his days working diligently under the firm but fair guidance of his seniors at his new workplace.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.